Here are some updates for the Fleming Storage Unit project writers. We are extending the deadline to December 8th at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Deadlines are scary, and I get that. Due to the nature of this contest, it's brought out a lot of first-time writers and people new to Ashcan horror, and likewise, it's brought out a lot of people that aren't used to deadlines. We want to remind you of two things. 1. These stories will be judged in December on Undercooked analysis, but the project isn't over then. If everything goes well, as it looks like it is going, this will be our own little series, our own little universe we're developing together. That means we'll continue to build up the surroundings of the Fleming Storage Unit Center as well as edit what already exists. This is why this project is so meaningful. This is our Holders series. This is our SCP Foundation. We're in the process of making a solid foundation for something I plan to continue writing with everyone. 2. Less is more, less is more, less is more. Think of an interesting blog or vlog you've heard before. What stuck out to you? Just start writing with the rules in mind. Think of this as like you narrating the narrator's week. Your week. Find a way to make the story that lets you vent about something in real life, but fictionalize it. Make it worse than it actually is in real life. You don't need a skeleton to pop out. You don't need some unspeakable horror that traumatized you so much that you can't even speak. You don't need to lose an arm or a leg. Think about horror in real life. Suicide, depression, loss of self or identity, addiction, the unknown, pains from your past, drug trials gone awry, rare diseases. You have to be audacious enough to think that we as readers will care. You'll be surprised how much we actually will. Humans are social creatures, and just as you feel closer to us on Undercooked Analysis for just having heard us talk about our lives, we'll feel closer to you when you write. Trust me, just write. We'll critique what comes out. Oftentimes, when we're harsh on a story, it's because it's not inspired from real life. There's nothing there, and it ends up being extremely vapid because of that. So, please just write what you know. You may be wondering when Unit 70 is going to be coming out. It doesn't exist yet. I'm having structural problems with the story that I'm trying to iron out. It has to do with long-term plans for the universe and what's next for my narrator. But the story is almost ready and will be out before the end of the month, I promise. If you want to send your story at any time to us, telling us that you're ready for us to read it, send the story to flemingstorageunits@gmail.com with the subject line being your story's title, okay? Story length has been brought up a few times, and I'm conflicted on this. I want stories to be as long as they need to be, but there are a time concern, there are practical concerns, there are fairness concerns. If you want to make a dialogue-heavy story that takes the same time to read as a normal 8-page story, then that's understandable. But consider both your judge and how you choose to use your time, and whether your story is worthy of all of that extra space that you'll be using up. If in doubt, ask for feedback from fellow writers about the subject. Ultimately, I want you to write the story as it works the best. Just be careful. Now that's my non-answer on the issue. David and Sade can read rather quickly compared to me, but you might frustrate myself or Alan if you break those rules, so bear those things in mind. Ultimately, again, the important thing is the project, not the judging. I've received questions about illegal activity too and why this isn't allowed. Police will have searched every unit before your narrator arrives. If they could see that there's illegal stuff going on there with cursory inspection, then it's not okay. If whatever you're putting in there that might be ethically dubious, well, obviously there's going to be ethically dubious stuff, but if there's something that is of dubious legality, it can't be clear to any police officer that that is the case, okay? So other than that, you'll be fine. Lastly, this is an important note. Havre is pronounced Havre. I thought it was pronounced differently. Havre, I believe, is how I was saying it. So there's that as well. So good luck, everybody, and I'm really looking forward to judging these.